Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial video. In this video, I'll share with you guys how you can add schema markup on Shopify product pages. So if you don't know what is a schema markup is really helpful for improving SEO. So if you're a Shopify store owner and spending a lot of money on PPC, on Facebook ads, on TikTok ads, you should also focus a little bit on SEO, because in the long run, it's going to save you a lot of money, which you're spending on the paid ads like TikTok and Facebook. Now, let me give you an example of what actually is the schema markup. The schema markup is basically a JSON-LD code, JSON formatted code, which is responsible to show you these star ratings, these pricing, and availability on the search engines. And it's not just for the Google. It is for the Bing and for the other search engines as well. Now, I'm going to be adding schema markup on this store, which is one of the store which we are working for one of our clients. And I wanted to show you guys the live demo of how you can add the schema markup on Shopify product pages and also test it. Now, if you want to learn more about schema markup, you can go to schema.org, or there's a tool which we created, which is a free tool called SEO-schemamarkup.com. So that's a free tool through which you can learn everything about schema markups and how they actually perform. And after adding the schema markup, you will have your products showing up in the Google search results. For example, like this one here, it's showing the star ratings, it's showing the number of star ratings, it's showing the price range, it's showing the delivery and the return time. So all of this information is coming through schema markup and feed it into Google search or any other search engine, right? So let's start adding the schema markup to this store on the product page. Before we move on, make sure to subscribe the channel. Me and my team are working really hard to create more and more valuable content for Shopify store owners, web designers, and developers. So a little favor from you guys is just to subscribe this channel. Now let's get started. Okay. So if I open up the product page now, so open up any of the product page. So I'm going to click on shop. And let's say this is my product page. Now, if I copy this URL and go to rich result test, which is a Google tool to test the rich results, right? I'm going to paste in the URL and then click on test URL to see if it has the schema markup. Okay, here is the test result, and it currently says that there is no schema markup available on this product page, meaning it's just going to show the title and the description of the product page in the Google search or any other search engine, but it's not going to display the schema markup, which is responsible to display these star ratings, the number of reviews, the pricing, etc. Right? And in this tool, the SEO-schemamarkup.com, there is a free code generator tool. So if you go to generators and if you click on Shopify product schema, or from the home page, you have this Shopify product schema showing up. Click on that. You can see that there is a complete liquid code, which you just need to copy and paste to your theme.liquid file, and it will generate the schema of all of the product pages dynamically. So here is the ratings which you might want to add, and the ratings of the product will be different on every single product, right? So the product title and description will be dynamically displayed using the Shopify product data. So if I go to products and click on, let's say, this product, it is going to automatically add this product title and this product description in this schema code dynamically. But for the average rating, the review count, and the best rating, you will need to create the meta field on your Shopify store and add in your meta field, then paste this code to your theme.liquid file. Let me show you how. Quick 10-second break before we proceed further. If you are new to Shopify, if you want your store for just $1 a month, there is a link in the description. Sign up through that link and enjoy your Shopify store for just $1 a month. And if you're looking to improve the UI and enhance the layout of your Shopify store with completely free sections, there is another link in the description through which you will find multiple free sections which will look awesome. Now let's get started. Okay, so we are back to our tutorial. Now we need to create Metafields which we will add on these 3 fields of the Schema Markup tool to generate our dynamic schema markup code which we can add on all of the products, right? So it is going to automatically get the current product title and description automatically. You don't have to add in the schema markup code manually on every single product. Okay, now let's create the Metafields. So on the Shopify store, click on the settings, and from here, I'm going to scroll down and then click on Metafields and Meta Objects. So click on that. And from here, click on products. And here, I'm going to click on add definition. And for the name, I'm just simply going to copy and paste average rating from here. So let's paste it average rating. And for the type, I'm going to select decimal and then click on save. Perfect. Your average rating Metafield is created. Now all you have to do is just click on this copy to clipboard and then paste this here. Your average rating Metafield. Perfect. Once done, let's do the same for the review count and then best rating. So for the review count, let's create another Metafield. I'm going to go back to product Metafield, click on add definition, and again, copy the name from here. So let's just copy review count, paste in here, and then search for decimal, click on the decimal, click on save, and do the same for the last field which we have, which is our best rating. So again, copy that and click on add definition, paste in that, search for decimal, and then click save. Okay, once you have these 3 Metafields created, now you need to copy and paste the Metafield code here. So we did that for the first one. Now let's do that for review count. So I'm going to click on review count, copy this Metafield code by clicking on copy to clipboard, and then paste it here. Do the same for the best rating one. So let's go back to the Metafields and then click on best rating and then click on this copy to clipboard, which will copy this code, right? Click on copy to clipboard and then paste in this code here. Perfect. We have our code, which we can simply now copy and paste to theme.liquid file, which will generate our schema dynamically for all of the products. And let's do that. So I'm going to go to my theme editor, click on this online store here, and we have the Horizon theme activated. So I'm going to click on these 3 small dots and then click on edit code. Before editing the code, make sure to have a duplicate of your theme. In case you're working on a live theme, make sure to have a backup. So in case you mess up anything, you can easily revert it back. Okay, now click on edit code. And from here, I'm going to search theme.liquid file. So theme.liquid, right? That's our file. Click on that file. And here, before ending of /head, I'm going to hit enter and paste the code which is generated from this tool here, right? SEO schemamarkup.com. So click on this copy liquid and then paste in the code here. Perfect. Once the code is pasted, hit save. And you can see that our file is now saved. Now, if I open up the product page, let's go to products and then preview this product. And from preview, I'm going to open up the source just to check my schema markup code. So click on view page source. And I'm going to search type product. actually search for this here. Yep. And here you go. You can see that our schema markup code is showing up. Now there's one thing missing here, which is the star ratings for which we created the meta field. Now the reason it's not showing that is it's because we haven't added the values yet. So let's add in those values. So let's go back to this product page and hit refresh. And now when I scroll down to the bottom, we have these three fields, meta fields, which we need to fill in order to display that in the schema markup. Okay, so let's say average rating we got is 4.8, and the review count, the number of reviews, we got 100, and the best rating is 5. So out of 5, we got 4.8 average rating and our review count is 100, right? Let's click on save. And now if I go back to view source and hit refresh, again, search for at type to search for the schema which we generated. Okay, now you can see that on our schema code here, we have the following new code block added, which is for the aggregate rating on the product. And these values are dynamically being pulled from the meta field. So whatever you add into your meta fields here, 5.0, 100, 4.8, it is going to automatically add it here on every single product. Okay, now let's test this code to see if it can validate. I'm gonna copy this schema code and go to rich testing tool and do another test by code. So if we go to search.google.com test rich results and then click on code, paste in our schema code and click on test code, it is going to show us if it's working properly or if it has any errors. Okay, you can see that it is now working fine. 3 valid item detectors, product snippet, merchant listing, and review snippet. So review snippet is for the ratings which we added. If I click on that and click on this accordion here, you can see that we have all of the details, plus we have these aggregate rating showing up. Now this is the optional error, and it's saying that invalid integer, meaning we were supposed to add in the integer value, not the decimal value in the review count. So in our meta field under review count, we should have the integer, not the decimal. So if I go back to meta fields and click on products under review count, we should have it as integer, not the decimal, and we will need to do that by deleting it. So I'm gonna delete that and recreate this value. So let's remove that. I'm gonna create a new meta field by clicking on add definition, and this time I'm gonna select integer. Perfect, hit save. And again, we have this code, and let's go back to the product, fill in the value. So our review count is 100, click on save, go back to the view source. And now if I go to view source here, you can see that we have 100.0. It should be an integer value, not the decimal. So if I refresh now, because I've updated the meta field from the integer, from the decimal to integer. Now if I refresh, let's search for our schema code. And here you go. Now you can see that we have our review count as 100, which is an integer value, not the decimal. And now if we copy and paste this code again to test it from rich testing tool. So let's paste the code, click on run test one more time. We shouldn't see any error on our schema code. And you can do this test in Google Search Console as well, and it's really important to submit your products in Google Search Console via sitemap or manually. If you don't know about Google Search Console, I have created multiple videos on that you can find on my channel. So if I go back to the review snippet, we can click on this accordion. You can see that we do not have any warning showing up. Previously, it was a warning, not an error. So there's a difference between warning and error. So if you have an error on your schema code, it's going to show up as red and it will not accept your code. It will not implement that code. But if you have warning, it's going to implement that. It's just going to show you that you can improve it further, right? So let's try removing one of the thing. And if I test it now, just to see how the error looks like in the schema code, and click on run test, still showing the valid item. It didn't throw an error. Rating value. Let's remove this one as well. And then click on run test. Here you go. Now you can see that it is giving us an error, the red color warning, meaning there is something wrong with our schema code and it is not going to work in the Google or any other search engine. Now, within this SEO schemamarkup.com tool, you also have the validator. So if you go to validator and paste in your schema code, you'll be able to test it. So if I paste it here, you can see that, okay, we need to remove this script first because we just need to add in the JSON code. And here you can see that it's also throwing us the warning, which we found from Google test results. Right? So that's it for this video, guys. I hope it will help you generate dynamic schema markup code for all of your Shopify products without using any paid app. Yeah, there are apps available for that and all of them are paid. I think most of them are paid. I'm not sure if there's a new app which is available for free, but most of them are paid app. And this is a free tool which you can use to generate dynamic schema markup code for your Shopify store. That's it for this video. Until next video, have a great day.